Hi everyone, thanks for watching Access Hockey MI. We bring you some exciting defenseman updates from Grand Rapids today. We realized that we hadn't talked about Donovan Sebrango since last year, which is insane because I feel
maybe last year or the year before.
Maybe it's because we talk a lot amongst ourselves about this, so I'm like, oh, we did a video on that already. But today we're going to talk about Donovan Sebrango. He was a 2020 draft pick actually, so 63rd overall, and we got him on the Red Wings, of course. So he's with the Griffins right now, and he was actually supposed to be last year with an OHL team, right?
Yep, the Kitchener Rangers.
Yeah, he was supposed to be with an OHL team last year, and because of the silly season, they didn't play, and we played here, so he actually was on the Griffins team. So this was very exciting for him. He got to kind of step out quicker than I'm sure he thought he was going to be able to, so that was great. So with Grand Rapids last season, in the shortened season, 4 points in 31 games played, around the same amount of games played now, give or take 5 games, so kind of not around there, but
we're at 26-ish.
At the time of recording. He's got 6 points and his first pro goal. So we're going to go over kind of basically his play, what we see, and the excitement we've got for him.
Yeah, Sebrango, I think he was presented a unique opportunity. I think a lot of players league-wide were, and it's really worked out for him. This season so far, he's really stepped up, in our opinion, comparatively to last season. His confidence has taken an immense boost, I think. He plays with confidence. He's composed. He has really good decision-making, and it's all because of that. It all kind of plays off of that. And when they go onto the ice, especially, he's coming up on his birthday, so he'll be 20, so he's a little on the older side of things now. He's not older. He's not a kid anymore. Right. But you can tell that he knows his game. He knows his place, and I think having that season last season, it was something he was able to click with and work on and know what to expect coming into this season. Yeah. And it really plays out with everything as far as his decision making and focus on the ice.
And I would say that last season, we haven't done a video of him in a while because we like to get a lot of games under their belts, except, with exception with Seth Barton. We talked about him right away, basically. But we wanted to see a lot of games. Last season, I wouldn't say he stuck out to me. I think last season was a weird season for everybody. So the fact that he didn't stick out doesn't mean he wasn't good or anything. Yeah. It just basically means this season...
We were just trying to survive, I think.
I've noticed him a lot, and that confidence has been a big deal. And something that I really like about him is that the confidence is because he knows the game, he knows his position, he knows what he needs to do. He doesn't back off of anything of the puck or of, defending himself, defending his team. Yep. He's got really good skating, in my opinion. To me, as a defenseman, he's really smooth. He's not clunky like a defenseman can sometimes be, or heavy on his feet. I just feel like he's really agile and is naturally athletic. Yeah. Is kind of how I would describe his play style.
And he's kind of on the bigger side of things, too, keeping in mind he's still growing, he's still developing. On his last weigh-in,
and he's over 6 foot.
Right, he was just under 200 pounds. So he is a bigger boy, so having that smooth skating, and you can see it a lot of times when you've got these big kids, accelerating can be difficult, keeping up with the pace can be difficult, learning how to pivot and all that fun stuff fast enough. Yeah. It's really difficult to do, and he is very smooth
in a men's league.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a lot of the guys within his age bracket, the ones that are just drafted towards 17 to 23. I would say you
got the ones who are 30 and they're going to level you.
You got the ones who are really very very mature in their game, and you don't have that in the OHL. So the fact that he's been able to play and get that confidence behind him in playing in a men's league and playing in a pro league, it's very important. Right. So that just kind of goes into his maturity on the ice as well, which I think is a very good asset that he's got, and he controls his game. Yeah. I don't see him rattled, which is encouraging because I feel like a defenseman's kind of got to have a calm demeanor as far as stuff doesn't rattle.
Being able to bring the game back to their level.
I feel like it's good for any player just to not get rattled as far as being able to control the game, go out there, do your job, and get points for your team and defend your ice.
And his maturity goes a lot into his confidence. This all spawns off of his confidence. Yeah. Last season, something that stuck out to us is that the speed of the game seemed to throw him off.
Little bit, yeah.
He would shoot really hard passes sometimes and couldn't seem to quite control everything and control the speed of the game when it got to him. This season, I have not seen that. He's been able to, I think, really bring the game to a focus where he knows exactly what he needs to do, and that's where that maturity comes in. Yeah. Just understanding his surroundings, but also what he is able to do. And we always say, you play like you don't belong in the league, but at this level of where he's at, he's now playing to that standard, and now the goal is to play beyond that. Right. He got himself to a really good point here. Yeah. As far as his overall development goes, he's in a really good position, I think.
Yeah, I would think that the one thing, we're kind of expecting him to be a longer end of the development. He is, like Rachel said, he's going to be 20. This would be his first full season, his second season technically, if you want to count last season. Which why not?
I feel like everything. From that
he played games. Why not? He was over there. Why not?
He worked.
So the timeline is going to be key though, because he is going to come up against. You got Edvinsson over in Sweden. You have Johansson over in Sweden. You have other guys that
we have Cooper Moore, who's still working through the NCAA
well, we've of course
circuit.
Got a lot of other guys that we've drafted. Those are probably going to be the two closest. Sider's up there for good up in Detroit.
The Euros are making a big.
Lindy's up there. Lindstrom's up there for good. Probably, I would imagine he would. He's up there for good. So I would think that he's got competition, which is always healthy. It's always good. It's always expected.
Yep.
And so, of course, I don't think that's going to throw him off. I think he's just going to keep doing his game. He's in a good position right now. He's in North America. He's playing for the affiliate of the Red Wings, who he's drafted by. He's working hard. He's doing what he's doing. He's staying in his lane. I think that's very important as well. He also did some World Junior work.
Yes.
And I think he got a lot of buzz around that, too, which he's been around. He's at the Griffins. So... he's there.
People are noticing him a little bit more, and as are we.
Yeah.
But he, like Janae said, time is key. You can't really put a timeline on it, I don't think. But over this time, he's going to be earning additional ice time, earning that trust. As long as he can continue on the trajectory he is, it'll show the coaching staff he is worthy of that trust.
Yeah.
And ice time is everything, and what you do with it.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be really important. But also, staying in his lane. He has a very calm style of game, and like Janae said, he's not afraid of defending himself or anything like that. He will get in your face if he has to, but he carries himself really well, and as long as he can maintain that focus and maintain that temperament, I think that'll be really good for him, because it could be a long road. No one really knows. Yzerman kind of is tossing the book out really with what everyone expects.
I would say if it is in between those three, so keep in mind, so that'd be Sebrango, Edvinsson, Johansson. I think the benefit that Sebrango has right now is he's in the Red Wings development timeline schedule and within their immediate reach.
In the region.
So when Yzerman needs to know specifically about him or needs to know specifically what he's doing, how he's doing, he can either go see him, he can be with him directly, and everyone's on the same page. Whereas if you're over in Sweden, I don't know how it works as far as I
think Anderson.
Hey, Sweden, how's that doing?
Call the country.
Call the prime minister. Who even knows?
Whatever royalty or whatever.
Yeah. So I think that's just a benefit, because he's right there at the fingertips of the Detroit Red Wings. In the development. This is what he needs to work on it. He's doing it, that kind of thing. So,
and I think the opportunity is really good here too, because it does, like Janae said, Yzerman could jump in the car and come over if he wanted to, and a lot of times later in the season he does end up doing that. Which is a huge benefit that
some AHL teams don't have.
Right.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, we're very fortunate being only 2.5 hours away, really.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the comparison trap.
Yes.
Because everybody, of course, is Team Sider, and they should be. He's amazing. But you're going to get defensemen coming up that aren't going to, not the caliber of him, but he's a different player. They're all different players. So Lindstrom plays differently as Sider. Roenick plays differently as Sider. It's going to be different to see other defensemen come up. There's no reason he shouldn't aspire to be the best defenseman he can be, but it might look different.
Yes.
So that's just something that we've noticed, because it's going to be natural.
Yeah, and Sider obviously is worthy of the accolades he has been getting.
He's doing great.
It is important, though, to, like Janae said, and I feel like I say that all the time, like Janae said.
I just say it first. She thinks that I just
hit that.
I just talk too much.
No, you don't. You're fine. But they do have very different styles. They have different roles to fill for the team. The team does need a varying amount of styles depending on which teams they're facing. So having that to pull from is really important, and making sure, Sider is a big shooter. He's a big point guy. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Whereas Lindstrom is very different. He's a very calm and focused player.
Yeah. Maybe not so much on the point scale, but he's out there doing his work.
He plays his role, and Sebrango is kind of coming up between those two. And if he wants to be a shooter, great.
Yeah.
More points,
and
the better.
It is worth noting, we speak in terms of Sider and Lindstrom more than the other guys, because they're the nearest prospects that we've had, that we've seen on the Griffins and up. Of course, there's other defensemen that they're learning from even too. So that's worth noting as well. But I'm sure even if you asked any defenseman playing, any player playing, they're not going to be like, I'm going to be that guy. They're going to be like, I'm going to play my game and do my best and get there, because they were drafted based on his play, not because he was.
Well, you want it to be like that, where there are players that are better than you. Then it creates that internal competition where they're constantly trying to improve.
It's a great sport for that.
The moment you stop improving or trying to, you become useless.
You become a bump on a log.
Don't be a bump.
You don't want to be a bump on a log.
Sebrango's not a bump.
Why would you put a log on the ice? It's not going to do anything.
Never plays for a log to me.
But yeah, that's basically what we think of Sebrango thus far. We're really excited for him. I think that he has got a good chance to be Red Wing one day. I think if he keeps on this trajectory, I'd like to see where he goes from here. If he keeps building on it, that'd be wonderful.
Yep.
Let us know in the comments if you've watched him at all, and what you think, and what you think about the Griffins so far. They're finding a little bit more of a stride. They're being a little more consistent. We have a lot of Toledo guys on the team right now.
It's the Toledo, what is it? It would be
Toledo
Grand
Griffin.
Rapids Walleye.
Yeah, right. We're the Toledo Griffins.
But also head over to the website, www.accesshockey.mi.com. We are doing draft profiles and breakdowns and stuff. So if we talk too fast...
she means Rachel.
It's all her pictures. But if we talk too fast, you can go ahead and read it in a little bit more in-depth over there as well.
Or turn on some captions maybe. Or we should have those. Anyways.
I think we talk too fast for those too.
Probably. Anyways, thanks for watching so much. We'll see you next time. And go Griffins and Red Wings.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.